Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice Radio. So today, I'm going to be showing you an Incineroar deck. An Incineroar deck that actually won a league challenge. There is a very good chance I'm uploading this on my birthday. That is the 29th of September. Apologies if I'm not. And I can't think of many better ways to celebrate than by telling you about a League Cup winning Incineroar list. Huge shout out to the lovely Dominic Charlton, who first went and actually won a League Cup with this deck, and then made a point of getting in touch with me to go, Wossy, I did it, I won a League Cup. I love that. Do always feel free to get in touch with me when fun things happen, or you think I might not have seen a news story, might not have heard about a deck, etc. Twitter at the Wossy or email at ptcgradio@hotmail.co.uk are usually the best ways to go about doing so. So with all of that borne in mind, Incineroar. Now, Incineroar is a card that I thought when it came out was destined to be busted. And for a long time, it looked like I was very, very wrong. All the elements are there. 250 HP is about the highest you get in the game at the moment. Weakness to water is fine. Yeah, there's a little bit of Lapras starting to run around, but generally speaking, we're pretty good in terms of weakness here. And then for a single fire energy, 10 damage plus 20 more for each of your benched fire Pokemon. 110 if you've got a full bench of fire Pokemon going on, for a single energy on a 250 HP Pokemon. So then, of course, you use Max Potion to heal up completely, and it doesn't really matter because you're only discarding one energy. And when it was initially revealed, we had Skyfield, but it just never worked out. Now, we don't have Skyfield anymore, but one of the big cards we do have is Magcargo. Magcargo really makes Incineroar better for two gigantic reasons. Number one, it's still a fire Pokemon. Number two, it gives consistency. Thing about Magcargo is it's got an ability that lets you put any card on top of your deck. And the problem before was that you really wanted to play cards like Tapu Lele to search out supporter cards, or Oranguru to act as draw power, but they're not fire Pokemon. So even though they help you draw better, they take 20 damage off the field. That's not good. We don't like this. But it's not a problem now because we've got Magcargo, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the key. Magcargo is what makes this deck function now, because now we have a nice consistency boost without taking damage off the board. I should mention Incineroar's other attacks. 80 damage for free energy, flip 2 coins, 50 more for each heads. One head's 130, something like a Buzzwole is going down. Two heads, 180, something like a Rayquaza is going down. You could use Victini from Guardians Rising to reflip here, given that it is a fire Pokemon, but Dominic didn't, and the reason here is very simple. You won't usually have enough energy on there. You're not going to use this attack much at all, so it's not worth playing a Victini. GX attack, free energy, 200 damage plus burn. Burn puts 2 damage counters on, so it's 220 straight away. That'll KO most things. Again, if you can get the energy on, it's wonderful. Okay, so there's Incineroar. What other Pokemon do we play? Well, we play Magcargo, and there's just one other Pokemon we play, other than, of course, the pre-evolutions of Incineroar, and it's Oricorio. It is the Bailey-style Oricorio from Guardians Rising, because for 1 fire energy, search your deck for up to 3 basic fire Pokemon and put them onto your bench. So, of course, you go searching for your free Litten here, and you are off and absolutely rolling. I love this. At the moment, the Litten you want to play is the 70 HP Litten, because it's got 70 HP, so that's the one that you play. I love the promo with Collect. I got a playset of these promos. I like that you can draw a card, but the extra 10 HP, too useful, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to go for the 70 HP Litten here. And that's it. Hopefully you start Oricorio, and then you use Magcargo to make sure you've got the rare candy, and then you just start rolling with Incineroar. Hopefully Magcargo allows you a turn 2 Incineroar, so you can just absolutely start smashing here, which I love. Now, obviously all the energy here is fire energy. The one exception to this is Super Boost Energy. Super Boost Energy is basically you can use one of Incineroar's other attacks. It's 4 of any energy when attached to a stage 2, which is great, but only if you've got 2 other stage 2 Pokemon in play, 3 in total. If you ever get 3 Incineroar out, this is amazing, and remember, you can search it with Magcargo, which makes it way more consistent than it would otherwise be. The thing to remember here is, even if you've only got 1 Incineroar out, when attached to a stage 2, if there aren't 2 others in play, it's still any energy. In a pinch, if this is all you've got, you can still use it to attack with Incineroar here, which is lovely. Now, in terms of items and trainers here, you've got to be really careful. There's a lot I love here. First thing to notice, there's a lot of balls in this deck. Ladies and gentlemen, this deck has balls. There are 4 Ultra Ball. Because they get any of your Pokemon, they are great. You need the stage 2. This deck doesn't really have a backup attacker. Oricorio gets Pokemon out. Magcargo's a consistency boost. This deck uses Incineroar. It is an Incineroar deck. You attack, wait for it, with Incineroar. You've got to get set up. Ultra Ball gets any of your Pokemon. Nest Ball is great here because it gets your basics. And on turn 1... maybe it is the Oricorio to start getting set up, although you would need to get it in the active, which will be annoying. Maybe it's a Slugma to evolve up into your Magcargo. Maybe it's just another Litten. Either way, it's very important that you get your basics out. And then Timeable, because it's even more important, kind of, it depends how you quantify it, but it's really important to get your evolutions. Getting Magcargo means you can search for that rare candy. That's huge. Getting that Incineroar means you can have an Incineroar out. It really is so important to get set up here. If you don't get a turn 2 Incineroar, the game's probably going to go badly. You just don't have options. You need Incineroar fast. Sometimes you see something like a Decidueye deck. Oh wait, but they're playing Tapu Koko, so if they don't get the turn 2 Decidueye, it's annoying, but they can always just spread with Tapu Koko for a couple of turns. There ain't none of that here, ladies and gentlemen. It's Incineroar or bust. The other really important thing to notice about his deck is there's lots of weird supporters you might not be expecting. Lily, played as a 4 of, bearing in mind you're not playing any Tapu Lele to draw it on turn 1. Maybe you get it on turn 1 and you can draw till you got 8 in hand, but that's not often gonna happen. We see Professor Kukui, free Professor Kukui here. Now, to be fair, doing the extra 20 damage can be huge here, because against something like a Shining Lugia, for instance, or a Buzzwole, the non-GX, the baby version, hey Nick, you're only hitting 110 with a full bench. So actually being able to play a Kukui and go up to 130 here is huge to get the one-hit KO. So that is actually very important. And then a copy of How. How is he getting away with playing all these kind of supporters? Boom, it's because they draw cards. You'll notice we are playing Magcargo, but we're not playing stuff like Oranguru. We need to draw cards here. And Professor Kukui, Lily, and How draw cards. So you make sure that you draw into that super boost energy, that rare candy, that Incineroar, whatever it might be. You guarantee you draw into them using Magcargo. You've got to have draw. This is what you do. And then, of course, we've obviously got Cynthia because it's great, and Guzma for pulling Pokemon off of the bench and getting a bit of the old KO on them. And everything else, well, there is one other thing which is really important here. It's the aforementioned Max Potion. You're rocking with a single energy attacker with 250 HP. You are going to be coming up against non-GX decks playing Shrine of Punishment. They're going to be spreading damage around, and they're going to be having single prize attackers while you've got 2 prize attackers. How do you try and counter that? You look them in the eye, right in the eye, dead in the eye, and you go, yeah, I got 250 HP, I'm playing 4 Max Potion, you're not hitting me for weakness, I think I'm going to be alright, mate. And the rest of the stuff, all fairly standard. 1 Rescue Stretcher to recover your energy, and then 1 copy of Energy Retrieval to recover your energy, puts it right back into your hand. I would generally be more of a fan of Energy Recycle System here, but that's just me. Having said that, Energy Recycle System only gets 1 in your hand or 3 in your deck, whereas Energy Retrieval gets 2 directly back into your hand. I would probably go for an Energy Recycle System here if it were me personally. We also see 1 copy of Switch to get out the active, which does terrify me a little bit, because if you don't start with Oricorio, you're probably not going to get it turn 1. And then 1 copy of Field Blower. 1 copy of Field Blower is low. You really want Field Blower here to get rid of Shrine of Punishment. But here's the deck as a whole. Here's the picture that the lovely Dominic Charlton sent to me. Where are you fitting in all these Field Blower? It would be great to have Field Blower, but you can't go cutting your Pokemon because then you won't get set up. And you can't go cutting your balls because then that won't help you get set up. And you can't go cutting your supporters because that won't help you get set up. And actually here, it's all setup cards. The only luxuries here are Max Potion and Super Boost Energy. And I think it's fair to say they are amazing. Yes, you are going to be weak to Shrine of Punishment in some matchups, but you're going to be weak to Shrine of Punishment in some matchups. Nothing you can do about it. Might as well stop crying. I love this deck. I adore this deck, and I love Dominic Charlton, firstly for winning a League Cup with Incineroar, going undefeated 3-0-2 into top 8 and then winning, but also for sending me the list immediately going, hey Wassy, do you want to see my list? The answer will always be yes to things like this, especially when it involves Incineroar. I'm skeptical. I don't know if it can come up too well against some of the faster non-GX decks, but I'm going to be playing this at the first opportunity. I adore this deck, and I think it's a really good deck list that I like very much indeed. Huge big ups to the lovely Dominic Charlton. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to hear from you. Are you buying this? Do you think this is a good deck, or are you just like, come on, Wassy, it's a fever dream. Incineroar's not that great. Well, the new one is, and it's just another excuse for me to show the beautiful artwork on the new Incineroar. It's my favourite GX, and I love it. And I'm going to keep trying to put it into videos because I love the artwork. So anyway, tell me what you think about this in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice, you know the deal. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.